Today we are working on a parking sensor kit. It goes into the vehicle that has sensors on the rear bumper, and when you get close to an object it will beep inside to warn you that you're close to that object. A lot of these new cars have this system, which is very good. This is the model and number that we're working with today. Now in the box they give you some directions here to help you wire it. Different systems, some have displays. This one has no display on it, just has the sensors. This is for a white vehicle, so it comes with 4 of the sensors. They're pretty small. They're the outer part is only about 1 inch. And of course the critical part is the depth. How deep is it going to go in my bumper fascia? That's just 3/4 of an inch. So that's pretty shallow. So that should work on a lot of vehicles. Here is your control unit. Doesn't look like it's weatherized, so this should be mounted inside the vehicle. They give you a hole saw. You can see that it looks like basically it's going to be able to cut through the bumper fascia. I wouldn't try to cut metal with that. So we'll see how that works. And the wires to the sensor. And then we have the speaker. It has a control on it that says low, high, off. And some sticky pads. Round one, square one would be for the controller. Alright, so that's the kit. First thing we have to do is find out where we want to put our sensors in the bumper. Now on this vehicle right here we're very limited because we have the license plate right here. We can't put anything in the middle. And then the curve of the bumper over here limits where we can put our sensors. So the logical place on this bumper is right here where it's fairly flat. So we're going to put one here and one on the other side. So we're going to lay those out now. Alright, we have our areas where the holes are going to be drilled for the sensors all taped out here and here. Now we got to find the middle of our bumper. Okay, and there's our middle. Now in the directions it states that the sensor needs to be between 0.6 and 0.8 meters above the ground. So we have to take that dimension into account before we drill our hole. Now I have this cap right here that has the same outside dimension of the sensor. So that should help me to position it where I want to. I can't quite get it at, on this vehicle, 0.6 and 0.8 meters. That would be way up here. So we're going to do the best we can here. I think this is the best spot right here. Now, where's our center? Okay. So that's that one. Take our dividers here, go up to this reference point right here. Okay, all right, on the dot, so we can transfer that over to the other side. Now, before we go over the other side, we want to measure from that little dot that we put there to our center line on the bumper, and it measures 8 5/8. Eight and 5/8. Let's take our 8 5/8 measurement here. Transfer that over to here. So that's the same as the other side. Now let's take our dividers. This is the distance down from this reference point here. We can probably scribe a little mark in the tape right there. Okay. Let's double check our dimension from the center line to this curve on the bumper here and see if it is the same as the other side. Aha! A little bit of difference. So I didn't get the center line perfect. No problem. What we'll do is we'll just move it over so it's identical to the other side, right about there. Okay, so that will be our new center line right there. So that will match the other side. Okay, there's a new center line. So now they match. We're going to use a 1/8 pilot drill before we drill our main hole here. Okay, here's our drill from the kit. Alright, now we can take our tape off there. We don't need that anymore. Now, let's feed our wire. If you look at the back of the sensor, it has a up on it, so you have to be aware of that. What we're going to do is we're only going to push it in a little bit because we might have to adjust it. Alright, we're going to drill a hole into the trunk here so we can get our sensor wires. I've already got it located right here. And I'm going to drill a 1/8 hole in first. Now we're going to drill a 7/16 hole in there to get our wires. We better deburr that. There's probably a burr underneath. Alright, we got to put a little paint on that bare metal so it doesn't rust. Next thing we have to do is find the live wire to the backup light. This one right here, the red and black on this vehicle, is the live wire. So we're going to take this splice, splice that into the wire. Now we'll take the red and black wire from the kit. What I've done is I've soldered on a ground lug for the black ground wire, and the red live wire will go to our splice here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to check that connection right here. Make sure we are good to go. Alright, the key is on. So we're going to check that red wire right here. I got a small little wire. Yeah. She's a good connection. Now we're going to take the black wire, put it to this ground over here. Next we're going to take a 7/16 grommet and we're going to put our wire through there. It's going to be a little tight. The first one is easy. The second one, not so much. Alright, grommet's in place. There we go. And when we're finished, we'll fill this cavity right here where the wires go with some silicone so it's nice and tight. I'll put it around the grommet too. Why not? This is the control unit right here. So we're going to plug in our sensors. Speaker goes in right here where it says monitor. That's that unit right there. And here is our power. Alright, all the connections are connected. Alright, we're going to push the sensor in here. Here is the control unit. mounted in the trunk area. They give you a little sticky pad, so you can use that, or you can see that there's little tabs on the unit where you can use screws if you want. So it's out of the way and it's not in the weather. I mounted the speaker in the back shelf area, right there. So we can hear it inside the vehicle. Steady tone. Right there. About 6 or 7 inches. When you hear that steady tone, you stop. What a neat little feature. Love it. Love it. Okay guys, thanks for watching.